Hi, thank you for having us today, Amy.
Yeah, so Yooz is up next. So welcome to Sage Demo
Thank you.
Day.
Yes, okay. So first things first, can you all see my screen?
Not
Yes?
yet.
Okay, how about now?
Now.
Now? Okay, you see a really colorful slideshow, right?
Yes.
So I'm excited to be here to present on behalf of Yooz. And first things first, I do want to share a little bit about Yooz. We've actually got over 35 years of process automation and deep OCR experience. We've also got proprietary technology called smart data extraction. And Yooz was actually born in the cloud in 2010. So globally, we have over 5,000 clients. We have offices in the US, UK, France, and Spain. We have over 250 direct ERP integrations. We do have direct integrations with all Sage products, which is amazing. And one thing I always love to point out on this slide is that we're actually passionately committed to research and development. Use reinvest 25% of our revenue right back into our solution because we wholeheartedly believe that our clients deserve the best that technology has to offer. And I think a lot of that comes from the fact that we're a family company. So everything that we do here in on behalf of our clients really comes with a white glove service. So I'm going to turn off my camera now so that we can actually jump right into our demonstration. So give me 2 seconds here. All right. And I am going to share. You should see the login screen of Use now. Can we confirm that's what you see?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So logging in, super simple. You really just need your email address and password. Every user will have their own login information because with Use, we offer unlimited users and unlimited entities. So you don't have to worry about paying for all of those additional user licenses in your ERP. Move everybody into Use. They'll be able to do the work they need to from there. I'm going to show you some really cool functionality today, but first things first, let's start with our user interface. As you can see here, it's really modern, it's really simple, right? A lot of complexities happen in the background. A few components that we've got visible are Capture, My Task, which is the main user interface, and keep in mind that all of these components are customizable. So if you don't want certain users to see certain components, let's just hide them during your project, okay? My exports and statistics. Here we've got a Google-like search function. This is really probably one of my favorite features of Use, and I'm going to show you a little bit more about this here in just a few minutes. And here we've got our My Profile dropdown. So impersonate's a feature I'll use here in just a moment to show you what an approval looks like, but it's only visible to admins. So don't think that anybody could impersonate anybody, right? This is also where users can access the Help Center, take a guided tour, go to Use University, or contact the support team here through a ticket or email, or you can contact the support team here through a live online chat. So first things first, our AI agent is going to try to help you, but if that's no good, these are actually real live people, okay? And your customer support is included in your monthly subscription. So don't think that you have to choose a support plan with Use. We've already taken care of that for you with that white glove service. One other thing I'll point out is this notification icon right here, that little bell. So Use can be used from any web browser. We've also got a mobile app. So you actually determine how often your folks are pinged with reminders, whether it be through email or mobile phone application notifications. You decide. Okay. So let's go ahead and click into Capture here and just talk about getting some documents into Use. Email capture is going to be the most efficient way. Other ways to bring documents in, drag and drop browsing. You could set up an FTP. I'm just going to drag and drop a document in here today. Now, Use has a lot of flexibility because everything that we do can be customized. Okay, so if your workflows and your processes are super simple, we'll keep it simple. If you've got really complex workflows, we can accommodate that as well. So we're just going to bring in this document real quick, and I'll show you here that everything happens in real time. So Use is always going to check for duplicates. Use actually will also check for variances. So if you typically receive a bill for $50 a month and suddenly one comes in for $150, Use is going to flag that. for you to review. It's out of the ordinary, and we want to make sure that everything's correct for you. Okay. Let's just take a quick look at our workflows while that document is processing, clicking right here into our payable invoice and credit workflows. And just want to point out how customizable these workflows are without going into too much detail. Here in each phase of review and approve can actually be 9 steps wide and unlimited routing options deep. So just to give you a quick example, we do have, let's say, a large sports organization that's one of our clients. Every single player has a different routing option. Crazy, right? But it's true. So, and you can see right here, we do have a new document to process. So you do have access to your documents once they're received either via email or through the FTP or through a manual upload, typically anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes time. So real-time data extraction, real-time document processing. Here we've got a few examples. We can route by keyword. We could route by vendor and a specific amount. We can do multiple approvals, including that parallel approval process. And we can even create hands-free, no-touch workflows. So here we're saying if an invoice is from one of these vendors, as long as it's less than $550, it's going to skip that step. It's going to go straight through to the next one. Okay. So back into my task, we'll take a look at our invoice screen. We'll process a few documents. And first things first, I'll show you that invoice that we just uploaded. Now, Yooz does have the ability to allow you to have workflows created around purchase request and creating those purchase orders, sending those directly to your vendors from the application, or we can extract that data from your ERP or your inventory management or service management system as well. Okay. So however you need to have that PO data in Yooz, we can certainly accommodate that. Here, clicking into the invoice, what you'll see is we have a full invoice image here on the right. We've got our header field information here on the left, and then our line level detail is coded for us. And that's thanks to that perfect match where you've extracted that PO number from the document. It's actually highlighted in purple just to bring your eye to it really quick. And tabbing through the header field information, you'll see that Yooz will highlight the information in yellow. So a really quick and easy review process there. We can just submit this and it will move on to the next phase in the process, making life simple for us here. And you can see that this is going to go over to Amelia. If you want your folks to see the entire workflow, we can set it up that way, or this could be hidden and it's just going to follow that workflow on its own. Okay. Let me show you some additional functionality with this first invoice right here. Some of my favorite things here in Yooz that we can do. What you'll notice on this invoice is we do already have these lines coded at the bottom here, and that's thanks to our GL machine learning. So the first time an invoice from this vendor came in, we were offered to memorize it. Choosing to memorize it will populate those lines every time the invoice comes in from that vendor. Now, you could add additional lines or take them away as well if you need to, and Yooz will offer to rememorize that. Yooz can also be used as a calculator. So here we'll say our total amount, which I'm going to use our click and recall feature, is going to be equal to divided by 3 by all the lines, right? So entering my equation, boom, I've got a balanced GL right here. So a lot of good stuff can happen with this. I know I've just got a few more minutes here, so I want to get through a few invoices and show you some really great things. I'm going to click into this next invoice and show you a few examples of what I call like red flags or, hey, let's take a look at this, right? So here Yooz is saying duplicate documents been identified. And that's because when the document's brought into Yooz, we're looking for any file from the same vendor, the same file size, the same type, the same total amount. And we're going to flag those for your review. Okay. Now, this is actually a clickable link. So clicking on that brings up that suspect duplicate right here. So I can actually look at these side by side and verify if they are a duplicate, which in this case, it's not a duplicate. Okay. So we would actually be able to ignore that. Here you also see we've got a notification that it's significantly higher than what we normally see. Now, one cool thing that we could do is go ahead and search for this vendor and look at the other invoices through our search functionality. So I just copied that and we're going to search and you'll see Yooz brings me to every invoice that we've ever processed for them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go back to my tasks and I want to show you a feature that we just launched recently, vendor statement reconciliation. If you all are struggling or spending a ton of time on vendor statement reconciliation, can we put a yes, that's me in the comments here or in the chat box? But clicking into this, I'm about to save you all a ton of time every month if you're doing this. Okay, so here what you see is our vendor statement received from auto and truck service. Yooz has actually extracted every invoice from this vendor statement and it's gone through the system and verified whether or not the totals match, what task it's in. So has it already been approved? Has it been paid? Is it waiting for confirmation? Where does it stand in that process? Or maybe is it blocked? Is it on hold for various reasons? And what you'll see here is Yooz actually found a discrepancy. So Yooz was able to identify that the amount on the statement is different than the amount on the document. And it's going to flag that for your review and for you to be able to reach out to your vendor to reconcile. So I'm going to close this one. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and impersonate and show you what things look like from an approver standpoint. So we're just going to step into the shoes of Miss Amelia. She's got a lot going on over here in her to-do list. A quick refresh, and we'll see that document here that we just submitted over for approval. Now, you can actually check the audit trail anytime with our little time clock button right here. And the great thing about Yooz is you get that full advanced timeline. So you can see everything that's happened with this document and who's touched it. Nothing erroneous is going to happen in Yooz. Let's say you had a question for the vendor. You could actually email them directly from the application and they could reply to you as well. And you can also leave comments on these documents. You could tag somebody that's working in your application or one of the other users and just say, hey, look at this, right? And they'll get a notification. This does become a part of the audit trail as well. So really cool stuff there. Last thing I want to show you all, because I'm right at time and it's going to be super quick, is I'm going to impersonate one more person, and that is our vendor user. So you actually have the ability to invite your vendors to be a Yooz user, and they could actually upload their own documents. If you'd like for them to be able to see what stage it's in, they can see that. And a really cool feature is that you can communicate directly with your vendors through that comment function. They can reply to you. They can provide the information that you need. So a lot of really cool functionality with Yooz. So a lot of other features we'd love to show you, all based on the business needs for you. So if you're interested, please feel free to reach out. And thank you for having me here today, Amy.
Thank you so much. Yes, these are all sneak peek demos. That way you can get a glimpse into what the solutions can do and how they can help you. And then hopefully you'll want to schedule a demo to get a more in-depth demo of the solution as well. So that's the whole point of doing demo days, is just to give you a glimpse into these solutions to help you decide which ones you need to look at further.